From a city that's played, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. Happy to be with you. And, CD, as we get this thing going, give the folks at home something to keep their eye on.
The running game for both teams, because I think this is going to be an old-fashioned, old-school type of a game. Physical, who wins up front, who runs the ball the best and controls the clock, they will come out the victor.
On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Good to see this man running again. Here's Chris Carson, and he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Demario Davis there on the stop. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Now the rookie first-rounder from San Diego State, it's Rashad Penny. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Here's Ginn. Shifts by him. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Drew Brees bringing out the New Orleans Saints offense. They're coming off a 30-20 win against Minnesota. And although Brees did throw his first interception of the season on his 232nd pass, he was as sharp as ever.
18 of 23, 120 yards and a touchdown, so his accuracy never in doubt. But I loved what he told the team in pregame, because, Drew always has that huddle. He gives that last message to the team. It's something we've heard before, but not in this context, right? What did he tell them?
Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
Yes, Sensei. So through 7 games, Drew Brees, 77% of his passes completed.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. Now Brees on the bootleg. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A pickup of 11, and it moves the chains.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Easy.
Throwing on first down is Brees. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got a shoulder square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They go play action for Ingram. Now Breeze. He'll rifle this one deep. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. That one goes for 36 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Eluding the pressure right. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one. And intuitively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Oh, man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
But there's no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's Breeze. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Cameron Meredith from 8 yards out. And the Saints have taken the early lead.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. 1 play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And here now, New Orleans defensive unit.
What I love about Cameron Jordan's game is that it's so varied. He can play the run so effectively. Also rushes the passer, and at times, he'll run with a receiver downfield. You name it, Cam Jordan does it, and he does it with some flair.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Earlier in the broadcast, Charles, we mentioned the win for New Orleans last week over the Vikings. Now 6 straight wins for New Orleans. Are they a true contender against the Rams vying for the NFC crown?
They certainly are, because they can run the heck out of the football with Kamara and with Ingram. I think their offensive line continues to get better and better, a nice mix of veterans and youth. The defensive front plays the run as well as anyone in the league, and the secondary continues to patrol the...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Frank Clark in there to get him for a loss of 5. The play fake to Ingram. Now it's Breeze. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Maxwell. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. The Seattle Seahawks, they have won 4 of their last 5 after starting 0-2. And, you know, in most divisions, they'd be in good shape. But right now, they're 3.5 games back of the 8-0 Rams in the NFC West.
Yeah, just let them go. Don't worry about that part. Try and qualify as a wild card, and Russell Wilson can help them get there. 3rd straight game with 3 touchdown passes. Led the NFL last year with 34. 16 already this year through 7 games. And how about that offensive line? They've taken a beating about how poor they've played in the past few years. They've just contributed to a franchise record 4th straight game with 150 more yards rushing. Chris Carson had 125 on the ground in Detroit. Look out for the Hawks.
And coming up, they'll get both teams from L.A. First the Chargers and then at the Rams week 10. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Offense.
That was a 3rd and somewhat manageable, now not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
And he's got Lockett, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 29 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just...
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football.
He's got a man, complete. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 71 yards. To throw is Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold you want to keep him on.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Zach Line taking it in from a yard out. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it into play before with the smaller guy. Turned to a little more power. They scored.
And that has to warm the hearts of a lot of old-school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he'll get this one up to the 26. In on the tackle, Alex Okafor.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix it.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
After the interception, here's Wilson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. On play action, it's Breeze. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now Breeze on third down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one. Knockdown decision.
Returnable for Lockett. 51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So a big third down hook up here will take us to the break. 14-7 is the score. We'll head back to New Orleans after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's 3rd and 5.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he's got a man open. That's Marshall. There he goes, Brandon Marshall. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Brandon Marshall, 59 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Janikowski good with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then The defense has the advantage.
And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call.
Offside, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
There he goes inside the 30. And down to the 20 he'll go. That good for 20.